atmosphere till he bumped his head, and he could not move on a towering rock with nothing to prove. I can't believe this boulder strength to be that strong. I'd go to any length, as was his wish. He became that rock, the mightiest force on all the earth. So there he stood for all to see, the pillar of the community. And then
Check, check.
You sing on this first song, putting you to work right away. I'll let Rob go through it once, and then you'll catch on. This is one of my all-time favorite songs. This is one of my theme songs. So I'm expecting a wonderful performance from you. No pressure.
Why have you come to her? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come? Love, serve, and remember to love, serve, and remember to love. I almost got that right, so you can follow me. Why have you come to her? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come to love, serve, and remember? Love, serve, and remember to love. Why have you come to her? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come? Help me out. Love, serve, and remember. Love, serve, and remember. Love,
Why have you come to earth? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? To love, serve, and remember. Love. Good morning. I'm Reverend Dr. Susie Shadle, and can we bring that mic down just a little bit? I apologize. We had a major power outage just a little bit ago, and things are just coming back up, and some are barely coming up, and some are. Okay, I'm going to do over. Good morning. I'm Reverend Dr. Susie Shadle. I welcome you to Unity of Sarasota, where something wonderful is always happening, and today will be no exception because you're here. And so we proceed. I want you to know that those of you who don't know, I will be ending my journey here at Unity of Sarasota at the end of this month. And so I'm going to tell you in advance, I'm probably going to cry every Sunday between now and the time I go, because it's starting to get to me. I know I'm being called to something wonderful somewhere else, and somebody wonderful is being called here, but saying goodbye is never easy. So when I come here on Sunday mornings these last few times, I am reminded of all the people and all the things I'm going to miss. So forgive me, but that's how it is. So we'll just, we'll cry a little, we'll laugh a little, and then we'll go where we're called. So thank you for your indulgence. I just thought I'd let you know because it's already starting.
Susie, I guess you just have to blame your higher self for the...
Yeah, there we go.
What
yeah.
the heck, you know? Just got to cooperate. Got to cooperate with the higher
Woo.
self. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, they say, you know, tears do wonders for your eyes. So not so great for the mascara, but good for the eyes. So, all right, I'm somewhere in the midst of all of this. Okay, yeah, here's where I am. Thank you very much. Slide operator, I'm going to be very dependent on you today. So, I'm going to say to you what our vision statement is, and I'm going to ask you to say it back with me because I want you to own it. Hi, how are you doing? We are a beacon of light and love, opening minds, touching hearts, and transforming lives. And I want you to just take that within you and just own it, because you are that individually. And when we come together as community, that beacon burns so brightly. You know those big spotlights when they open someplace? That's what we are when we have that beacon of love and light burning together as a spiritual community. And we do open minds, and we touch hearts, and we transform lives by our very presence of shining that light of love. So please shine that, not just on Sundays when you're here. Shine that light all the time, okay? I got your word on that? I might have to get you to sign something. That was a little weak. Might have to, you don't want to have to sign anything, right? So do I have your word on it? Yes. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, good. So you're going to be shining that brightly, right? Okay, good. We are an inclusive spiritual community that embraces empowering and life-affirming practical spirituality for richer living right here and right now in our lives. And we join with our unity movement worldwide in creating a world that works for all. And that's why that beacon is so important, because we're creating a world that works for all. And so that light and love is what enables us to do it. If you happen to be a guest or a newcomer visiting with us for the first time, I would ask that you stand and remain standing for just a moment. We'd like to find out where people visit us from. So if you're new, I promise we won't bite, so it's okay. It's okay to stand up. And Kimberly is our board member of the day. She has a gift for you. It's a shell necklace that is indicative of the beautiful beaches of Florida. Each shell represents the love we are individually, and when we string it together into a necklace, we become a community of love. And she also has a packet of information for you about unity. And on the back is a welcome card. We ask that you fill that out and leave it in the offering plate or take it to the red umbrella welcome table in Fellowship Hall after the service. Like to get to know each other a little bit. A word to the wise. Wear the necklace when you go into Fellowship Hall because it gives you first in line privileges for hospitality. So you get to cut lines. You don't get to do that too often, especially in church. So wear your necklace up there so that you can get first in line. And I'm going to start in the back in the pink and white. Where are you visiting us from? Wisconsin. Welcome. All right. Just a little bit warmer here right now. Yeah, that's great. How about in the black and yellow? Chicago, another chilly place. Welcome, welcome. How about here? San Diego, all right. Yeah, that's a great place too. They have great weather most of the time in San Diego. It's perfect. And how about, where are you visiting us from? Sarasota, welcome home. All right. And how about here in the blue and the black? Yeah. Wow, New Hampshire, all right. Also, you're very happy to be here, I'm sure. And how about here? Sarasota, welcome home. Welcome home. All right. Anyone else? We got everybody? You're from, so New Hampshire and Massachusetts. Cool. All right. Cold, actually. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. You may be seated. It's wonderful that you're here joining with us, and we appreciate that. Also, we want to be sure to say hello to our folks who are watching us on our live stream at our website, unityofsarasota.org. You go across to the Services tab. Yeah, wave to them, wave to them. You go across to the Services tab and scroll down to the service you want to watch. You can watch it either live or go back to it and watch the recording, or you can go to our Facebook page or our YouTube page and watch the recording. So you never have to be disconnected in any way. You don't have to miss a trick. So please check those out when you can't be with us in person, although we love having you in person. It's a great energy. So know that that's available to you. However you're joining us, whether it be in person, live and in person, or online in some way, you are most welcome here, and wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you are welcome to journey with us because it makes all of our trips a whole lot more fun to do it together. So we appreciate you being here, all of you. Let's celebrate children as well. Do we have any children today, Matthew? Yes, we've got this is a little fashion plate right here. I want you to know, at some point after the service, you need to see this little girl because she is dressed to the nines, totally color coordinated. I'm telling you, she knows where it's at. She's probably going to be, on Fifth Avenue at some point, designing fashion. So welcome. And we're going to bless her before she goes with our teacher. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for all you do for our children. So let's bless her and all the children who have yet to come and all the children that live in you. Ready? We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you, and we see the living Spirit in you. All right, have fun. Oh boy, they're going to go have some really cool fun. One of these days, I'm going to go with her. And I'm going to see what they're up to back there. Okay, we have some invitations for your participation in this spiritual community. I'm telling you, when I said there's something wonderful going on all the time here, I'm telling the truth. We always have something happening here. So check out our website, check out our newsletter, pay attention to what I'm telling you right now. These are just a few of the things, but there's always something happening. Today, I will be doing the second session of the new member class. Those of you who were in the first session, please be sure and come with me for the second session so that we can complete that class. If you have been a member or a member in good standing at another Unity church and you're just transferring here, and you missed the first class, that's okay. You can still come to the second class, and that will be considered completion because this second session is totally focused on unity of Sarasota rather than unity in general. So please join us for that. It's an opportunity to become a member here, which is a really wonderful thing. You know, membership is not so much about pledging something to us as a community. It's about you pledging something to yourself about your spiritual life. That's the commitment right there, that you become a committed member of your own spiritual life. And so we'll talk about that in the class. Also coming up, really cool happening this Wednesday evening. Actually, here's what I want you to do. I want you to, before you leave today, go to the bookstore because we have some beautiful bracelets in there, beautiful bracelets like this. They're all very spiritual and they have meaning. And we have love bracelets in there. So guys, women, close your ears. Guys, I'm going to give you a little dating tip. Even if you're married, I'm going to give you a dating tip. Go in there, buy a bracelet for your loved one. Go out to dinner on the 14th, and then on the 15th, come here for our recommitment to love ceremony and seal the deal, okay? Recommitment to love ceremony is not just for couples, however, it's also for singles. And we will be here having a lovely ceremony, 7 o'clock Wednesday evening. Music will be brought to you by Lisa Arundel, who's back there on slides, by our own Rob Satori, and also by me. So come on, it's going to be a beautiful evening. I'd love to have you here. All right. Yeah, don't tell her. Hopefully she's not listening. Good thing she got out of here. See, he's smart. He took my advice, and he's got a great girlfriend. So
what's really cool, I think, about this is if you totally screw up as a guy and miss Valentine's completely, you can always say, well, we have this event on the 15th. Right?
You have many opportunities to be a hero.
I mean, it could happen. It could happen.
Matthew, come on up here and tell them about the prayer class you're about to teach.
And so it is. And so it is. And so it is going to be a 2-day experience where I will facilitate the experience, and I welcome you to join me. And we're going to explore prayer. Particularly affirmative prayer. The Unity movement is built upon a prayer. Our co-founder, Myrtle Fillmore, got the glimpse of an affirmation, I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness. And this catapulted the entire movement to where we sit today, and it's all built on affirmative prayer. We'll look at different types of prayer, intercessory prayer, contemplative prayer, and affirmative prayer. What is it? Why do we do it? Where did it come from? The master teacher, the one prayer that we have is the Lord's Prayer. What is it about that prayer that kind of reflects what we do? So if that speaks to you, I ask you to please join me as we take a deeper dive and just be with prayer, because it is our heritage. So I invite you. Oh, and there'll be food that I prepare, which is second best to none, so you can't lose.
So the worst that could happen is that you will be well fed and you'll pray that he cooks something you like. So there you go. All right. We also have coming up a Tai Chi class, and that is going to be on there it is. Look at those people. Don't they look fabulous? Introductory Tai Chi class with Dr. Jill Morris. That will be here on the 17th from 1 to 3. Okay? Love offering. So please come for that. That is a really wonderful spiritual practice, by the way. Get your whole self involved. Coming up to... Next, Friday Night Spirit Express. Guess what we have this week? Drumming Circle. So that will be coming up this Friday evening. Sometimes it's at the Labyrinth, but check the building as well, because if the weather's inclement, we move indoors. So it's really wonderful. I'm telling you, have you ever wanted to beat on something? Something, not someone, something. Bring your drum, and if you don't have a drum or a rattle or some kind of rhythm instrument, we will provide it. So please come and enjoy that. We have a special opportunity coming up next Sunday afternoon. It's a brand new film being debuted. It's called Facing Fear. It has a lot of your spiritual icons involved in it. Joe Dispenza, Carolyn Mays, Dr. Bruce Lipton. And so we have an exclusive showing right here, 3 o'clock next Sunday, in the sanctuary, we're suggesting $20 as a love offering. So please come and join us for that. I think it's going to be really quite fantastic. And last but certainly not least, please save the date. On the 26th, Sunday immediately after service, we have our annual meeting. All are invited, but only members can vote. And there will be food. And are you cooking the food for that too? Oh, cool. All right. So, yeah, so there'll be food. So come on. If nothing else, you'll be well fed. And you might find out a thing or two about this community, which would be useful. So come on. All right. And Rob, let's do the unity song. I invite you to stand up for this one.
Every prayer is answered. Every prayer is heard. Every thought and feeling, every spoken word, what your soul has longed for, what your heart can feel is already here, is already real. There is no one out there, there is no one else. You hold all the answers deep inside yourself. There's a constant whisper, there's no you, no me, there's just one, there's just unity. One power, one presence, one light to lead the way. All loving, all knowing, that answers when you pray. When the world looks darkest and your eyes can't see, gather all your troubles, give them all to me. I'm always with you. I will always be. I am one. I am unity. We are one. We are unity.
Settle into your chairs. Sit back. Get comfortable. Relax. Imagine the chair is the very living spirit holding you, uplifting you, and you just relax into the comfort of that knowing. And I invite you to take a deep centering breath and then release the breath fully. Know that whenever we are conscious and remind ourselves to move into the center of our being and live from that center outward, that our lives work with effortless ease. So I invite you once again to breathe in deeply and allow that breath of God to open your heart space to overflowing, and then release that breath fully. As we remind ourselves that we are always in the divine flow and the circulation of the goodness of God, and that the breath is a way to remind ourselves of that fact. To remind ourselves, to be conscious in the presence and the power of Father, Mother, God, Spirit. And so once again, I invite you to breathe in the inspiration, the in-breath of Spirit, and then release that breath, sharing that inspiration with all the world. Again, a reminder to be in the present moment awareness, the present moment where all of our power resides in the presence of the One. And so we are here in the presence of Father, Mother, God, Spirit, and one another, fully awake and conscious and intentional, filled with the power of the presence. For this awareness of the truth of who we are and our willingness to live in, through, and as that truth in all that we are, think, say, and do, I am eternally grateful. And so it is. And together we say, thank God within and all around us. Amen. And together we say our statement of being. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, who is perfect life, perfect intelligence, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. You are an individualized expression of God. We are individualized expressions of God.
This is the sound of one heart starting to hear. This is the sound of faith stepping out of fear. Oh, the journey of one soul, passage through time. This is one lone dreamer learning to fly. This is the sound of love pushing out from the storm, calling through thunder, through the anguish woes. I can feel the winds beginning to turn. This is one small light starting to burn. And your love is shining in everything I do. Oh, and I hear you calling for me. Oh, and all roads lead. Yeah, all roads lead. All roads lead to you. This is the sound of prayer on its way to the sun, calling all God's children together as one. I can see us there, see it clear as the blue. Oh, and this is one small heart, but it's my gift to you. Yeah. is shining in everything I do. And I hear you calling for me. And all roads lead, no roads lead to you. Yeah, your love is shining in everything I do. And I hear you calling for me in everything. All roads lead. Yes, all roads lead to you. To you.
All roads lead to you. And so that can mean either to you or to God, because it's one and the same. All roads lead to you. So we're going to start, as we always do, with our core value affirmation. So I'm going to ask that you recite this with me. We live authentically with integrity, congruence, and trust, in alignment with our beliefs and values. We walk our talk. Those are some of the roads, by the way, that lead to you, is to walk our talk on a pathway of values. And so I want to talk about that a little bit today, because I happen to believe that value-based spiritual living supports us as individuals and as a collective, as a community, to reach our intentions and our vision, whatever that may be for us individually and for all of us collectively. You know, we deepen and we grow through value-based spiritual living, and we're able to then bring about a new dawn in our own lives, a new dawn on this planet, and thereby fulfilling our unity principle-inspired vision. Our unity principles can inspire us to visions beyond anything that we would come up with on our own individually or even collectively. But it's important that we not only know what the principles are or know what our values are, it's important that we actually live them, because they're just words on a page otherwise. Value-based spiritual living puts us in alignment with what is most important in our way of living, the way that our lives are lived in the world, hopefully with higher purpose and deeper consciousness, living a life that's bigger than just our individual selves, but a life that adds something to the world and makes it a better place, so that it's better off when we leave than it was when we came. Values reveal deep meaning, purpose, and joy in our lives. They're the key. Values are the key to extraordinary spiritual living as a lifestyle of what I like to call the lifestyle of the rich in spirit. That's my new reality TV show coming up anytime now. The lives of the rich in spirit. Wouldn't that be good? Come on. You'd tune in, right? Good. See, I already got an audience. That's good. I got to call NBC or somebody. Our core spiritual values are deep convictions that we hold true. And we just get that they ring true, and we hold them dear in our lives, and we allow them to guide us. You know, they define who we are as people, and they help to shape our attitudes and our actions individually and collectively in spiritual community. They guide the direction of our goal setting, of our decision making, and of our problem solving if we stop to consider what those core values are before we leap into action or leap into decisions or leap into problem solving without even finding out, A, what the problem is, and B, which value would help us solve it. You ever seen people that leap? You're probably one of them. I've been known to leap a time or two myself. But those core values, if we allow them, can influence the actions that we take and the attitudes that we have in our relationships with one another and with the community of humanity in the world. Can you imagine if people all over the world were living spiritually based values right now, what a world this would be instead of the one we've got? Which one would you vote for? Do I need to give you a clue? Clue? Little clue? Spiritually based, values based. I'm suspecting that a lot of people that are making some major decisions in this world right now are not living spiritually or values based. And I think I'm probably going to win that argument. But we don't have to be like that. We can be the tip of the spear that turns the tide. Reverend Dr. Ken Gordon wrote, "When you have discovered and acted upon your true values, life becomes more fulfilling, easier, and more abundant. Your choices and decisions come easier and with greater determination and passion. And we can more easily envision and focus on a life that supports and sustains not only us, but all who we are in contact with. To live one's life committed to clear values strengthens us because we are in integrity with who we have come here to be." It actually makes life easier. Helps you to make those decisions more completely. You know, as a community, I'm going to take you back a little bit. As a community, we discerned our core values together here. And I will admit to you, it was pre-COVID. Life has changed. It's something we may want to revisit. And it's important to do that occasionally. But I think we came up with some pretty good values. I want to tell you a little bit about the process that we took in order to do that. I gathered not only the board of trustees, but all of the volunteer leaders, staff, you know, sort of key people in the community on a Saturday. And we spent that Saturday going through 100 values that also had definitions. A lot of times when people do values work, they just put the words out there, and those words have as many meanings as there are people in the room. And so we define, what does that value mean here in this spiritual community? And so we started with 100, and over the course of time and several processes, we honed it down to 20. And then we brought those values to the Sunday services for an entire month, a month of Sundays, and we allowed everyone in the community to participate in discerning those core values as a community. And so we did it over 4 Sundays because this still baffles me, but not everybody comes every Sunday. I don't get that at all, because I do. I come every Sunday. Where you guys been? You know, so. But I've owned the reality that not everybody's here every Sunday, and we wanted everybody to have a shot. And so we handed out what those 20 core values were, and people got an opportunity to vote on 5 of them, I believe. And so what happened, and on the honor system, we asked people to vote 1 time only. And so we collected all of that, collated all the information, and ultimately 7 values got the top votes from everybody. And those 7 values became our core values in this spiritual community. And so it was a process where we tried to engage everybody who was here, including people who were visiting for the first and only time. Because we thought that was important, that, you know, people pick up a vibration and an energy and a feeling for a place. And so, amazingly, some of those people who were only here a time or two really got us. They really got us and helped to clarify that for us. So anyway, it was a neat process and an important one, I think. And I, always do a core value affirmation every Sunday before my talks to kind of anchor us for the week. Stephen Covey wrote, "Discovering your core values is the most important thing that you can do. Values represent that which you feel strongest about in guiding your behavior. You will define yourself from within. As you live your values, your sense of identity, integrity, control, and inner directedness will infuse you with both exhilaration and peace." This is important. Reactive people are driven by feelings, by circumstances, by conditions, by their environment. Proactive people are driven by values, carefully thought about, selected, and internalized values. I think that's an important statement. Our values guide our decisions and our actions, all that we are, think, say, and do. Our values reflect who we are at our core. Who we are at our core. Sometimes when we don't even know who we are, watch what your actions are. Watch what you hold dear. And it'll be a clue to who you are at your core, what you value most. Another way that you can see what things you value, look at your check register. What do you give your money to? I'm suspecting you value the things you give your money to. Well, maybe not the rent or the electrical, I don't know. Socks and underwear, probably not. But think about it. Things that you spend money on or that you spend time on are things that you probably value. They have meaning for you. They mean something to you. You hold them dear. Values are the foundation upon which we can build our spiritual community, on which you can build your family, you can build your business, whatever it is you're engaged in. It's the foundation. Values inform our intentions, and our intentions impact our attitudes, and our attitudes direct our attention, and our attention guides our actions and our behaviors, all on the foundation of values, what we hold most dear, what is most meaningful to us. Now, since we did that values work, I've worked hard to keep the values alive as best we can, to keep them in front of you, to publicize them in many, many places. They're on the website. This little thing is all around the building. It has our core values, and on the other side it has our basic unity principles and our statement of being. This is available to everybody. It's been around forever. We have it on in the display case, the glass display case over there. But then my most clever way to publicize our values was to put them on business cards. This business card doesn't have anybody's name on it except Unity of Sarasota. It tells you where we are, all of our contact information, but on the back are our core values. And so I thought this would be an easy way for people to be able to tell people about the spiritual community that they're a part of. Because people, they wrestle with that. I don't invite anybody to church because I'm not quite sure how to tell them, what we're about. You hand them the values card and you say, this is who we are. If that resonates with you, turn the card over and this is where we are. Y'all come. And so I made lots of these so that y'all could take some home with you and you have them handy to hand out to people and invite them to church. You see what I'm saying? So you could just grab a stack of these. They're all over the building. And you know what? Now somebody's going to have to clean up the sanctuary. And I'm leaving, so it's not going to be me. But I am enjoying making a mess. So this is kind of fun, You're not supposed to do this kind of thing, messing up the sanctuary. Woo! You should try this. This is really very cool. So you have to get your own stack of cards. Oh, you guys better toe the line too. Oh, good. The guide dog got it. It's important that the guide dog gets the values, right? So now you got them. They're all around the building. If you don't see them, ask one of us and we'll get more out for you. Really easy to invite somebody to church that way. So there you have it. And the thing that's important, the thing that's really important, is that when we are not in alignment with our values, we have a tendency to find ourselves getting into conflicts. Not necessarily with other people, but conflicts with our own selves. Because we're not quite sure which fork in the road to take until we go back and touch base with that foundation of values. The values will guide you. When we stay in alignment with our values, guess what? We stay in integrity and congruence. Integrity simply means that our insides and our outsides are matching. They're integral. That we're congruent. And it's a pretty good feeling to be congruent and not conflicted. You ever had a war with yourself? You know the term jihad? We think of it as a holy war with other people. That's not where the term came from. Jihad means a holy war within oneself. These values can help you to win that war and get in congruence and integrity. So I thought, I love this guy, standing on the rock, standing on a foundation on this picture. Yeah. Values, they're like a lighthouse. They're like a lighthouse, beaming brightly. And they are signals that give us direction and meaning and purpose. Little lighthouses. And we've got 7 of them here. And so I thought it would be nice to sort of revisit those just briefly today. I've been working very hard in January and February to get to some very foundational things about this spiritual community to make as smooth a transition as possible and to let you know that you have lots of things upon which you are standing. You're standing on solid foundation here, a solid foundation of values and vision and principles and truth and community and faith. And it doesn't matter what happens with me and where I go. What matters is you, because you're here. And you are the community. And you have all the tools and foundations you need to not only survive, because I'm not into survival, I'm into thrival. And you have everything you need to thrive. You don't need me or any other minister to do that. They can be helpful, but they're only a part of the community. They're one of the roles and goals. You're what's really important here. And so standing on these values will serve you well. So I'm just going to reiterate them, then we're going to take a little look at them. So the first one is love and compassion. We experience and express deep emotional, spiritual connection, compassion, caring, kindness, and empathy, compassionate, constructive cooperation through inner and outer peacefulness and calm. 2, Christ consciousness. We embody consciousness awakened to the truth that we are both human and divine. Don't do those. Well, yeah, you can do those now. That's fine. Sorry. We're human and divine. Living from the awareness that God is within and all around us, aligning with one infinite, eternal creator. 3, spiritual practices. We heal false beliefs and reveal our inherent wholeness and oneness by aligning with the presence of God within and all around us through the practices of visioning, catching God's vision, meditation, mindfulness, affirmative prayer, spiritual study, giving of our time, talent, and treasure, sacred service, and so much more. Almost anything can become a spiritual practice depending on what spirit you bring to it. 4, integrity, congruence, trust. We act authentically in alignment with our beliefs and values. We walk our talk. We can be counted on for follow through with our commitments. We have confidence and faith in the honesty and integrity of self and others. 5, service, both internal and external community. We volunteer to give assistance by helping, supporting, and serving others. We value and express gratitude for what others contribute as blessings in our lives. 6, community. We share a sense of connection and belonging as a diverse and inclusive, dynamic group of people who serve and rely upon one another, cooperatively making decisions and creating together. And 7, joy. We are inspired by divine guidance. We express our lightness of being as spontaneity, playfulness, fun, creativity, and imagination. Those are our 7 core values. And now what I would like to do is, I said sometimes you want to revisit those, and it's been some time. We kind of let those ride all through COVID, and now that we're in a period of transition, These will serve you well, but also as part of that transition, it doesn't hurt to revisit these and make sure that they're still ringing true and resonating in the way that they need to. They may need a little tweaking, or you may discover, wow, these really are good for now, okay? But I thought we could get started just a little bit today. So let's do some personal connecting with our core values together now as a community. And so I'm going to invite you just very briefly, close your eyes, if that feels comfortable, otherwise a soft gaze on the candle flame or the outdoors. Take a deep breath in, and allow that breath of God to open your heart space, to massage it open, if you will, and then release the breath fully. And just continue breathing in deeply and exhaling fully, and submerge yourself in the spirit of our core values. Just submerge yourself in that, and just rest there for just a moment. Feel yourself steeped in the goodness of God, expressing itself through these core values in our individual and collective lives. Now I'm going to invite you to gently reopen your eyes. Come back and be fully present in this now moment. And I'm going to invite us to take a look at these core values individually, one by one, and personalize them a little bit. And so I'm going to ask you to share the first core value again, love and compassion. We experience and express deep emotional, spiritual connection, compassion, caring, kindness, empathy, and compassionate, constructive cooperation through inner and outer peacefulness and calm. So I'm going to ask you to turn to the person next to you, a person next to you. If there's no one next to you, get up and move, just like Betty did. And what I would like you to start with is to look at that value and express to the person next to you how you currently are expressing that value in your life. And if you're not, how you're going to start this week. Okay, so share with one another. So you're going to go back and forth. Everybody gets a chance to say how you're being love and compassion, or how you're going to be. If you haven't switched, switch. Make sure you both get a chance. I'm going to invite you to wrap up your sharing a little bit. I'm seeing hearts beating, boom, boom, boom. Lots of love and compassion. Now here's a novel concept. I would invite you to continue this discussion in Fellowship Hall after the service, or any other time. Continue the discussion, because when we share with each other how we are living these values or how we plan to live these values, guess what? More of us start living them. We get to remind each other, oh, that's right. I was going to give up fried chicken this week. I was going to do love and compassion this week. Right? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Christ consciousness. We embody consciousness we embody yes, what am I trying to say here? I did the typing, so I can only blame myself. We embody consciousness awakened to the truth that we are both human and divine, living from the awareness that God is within and all around us, aligning with the one infinite, eternal creator. Either share with the same person, or you might hop around and share with someone else. How are you living this, or how are you planning to tomorrow? I moved the timeline up. So share with one another. If you haven't switched, switch. Make sure both of you get a chance. Begin to wrap up your sharing. And again, you can continue your discussion in Fellowship Hall after the service or any time, any day of the week. And I encourage you to do so. Let's take a look at the third one. Next slide, please. There you go. Spiritual practices. This is a really important one. We heal false beliefs and reveal our inherent wholeness and oneness by aligning with the presence of God within and all around us through the practices of visioning, catching God's vision, things we've never been able to envision for ourselves, but we catch the vision. Meditation, mindfulness, affirmative prayer. Matthew's going to be teaching that to you coming up here shortly. Spiritual study, giving of your time, talent, and treasure, sacred service, and so much more. Turn to your partner and share how you're doing any of those spiritual practices now or how you're about to start right after church today. I keep speeding up the timeline. If you haven't switched, switch. Give everybody a chance. Begin to wrap up your sharing. Okay, bring your sharing to a close. And we're going to finish with one more. In the interest of time, I'm going to skip down to one more. But you see how this works, you know. Take one of these little guys home with you, or come get some of these. And for yourself or with your family, talk about how can I more fully live these values in my life? How can I share these with people I encounter? How can we as a spiritual community resonate with and live these more fully? So, you know, check that out. But I want to, in the interest of time, I'm going to jump down to the last one, joy. Because we should leave on a note of joy, don't you think? Yeah, joy's good. All right, so joy, we are inspired by divine guidance. We express our likeness of being as spontaneity, playfulness, fun, creativity, and imagination. That just sounds luscious, doesn't it? Okay, go for it. Share with one another. How are you already doing that, and how will you do it even more going forward? Share some joy. If you haven't switched, switch. Switch partners. Joyfully bring your sharing to a close. You are a bunch of joyful chatterboxes, I'll say that. That's good. Okay, I'm going to ask you to bring your awareness back to this time and space. And together with me, claim joy. Okay? And what I say to you is blessings on your journey of standing on the foundation of core values. And as Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. taught, stand for something or you'll fall for anything. And I recommend that you stand for your individual and our community core values, and they will serve you well. Blessings on your journey, and so it is. And together we say, thank God within and all around us. Amen.
These shoes have warmth in the dust that covers them, gives a clue to where I've been. But now I have returned to a hope that nurtures me with love as remedy from all that masks of doubt and the shame that seemed ending. Now I am awakening, and I stand and sing. I return to the source of my creation, opening to my place of transformation. Now I see love lives with me. Yeah, I return to the knowing of our oneness, flourishing, fearless, free, and fully conscious. Joyfully I stand and sing, I have returned. Day after day, there are many paths to choose. On some we win and some we lose. Still all lead to one, where the hearts that tarry there believe in love beyond compare, and finally trust in your embrace, and give thanks for the journey. Yes, I'm awakening, and I stand and sing. Here we go. I return to the source of my creation, opening to my place of transformation. Now I see love lives in me. I return to the knowing of our oneness, flourishing, fearless, free, and fully conscious. Mightily I stand and sing, I have returned. I have returned, I return to the source for my inspiration, living from to the gift of my illumination. I express my highest and best. I return flourishing, fearless, free, and fully conscious, joyfully I stand and sing, I have returned.
So I'm inviting you to return time and time again to that place within that knows what is truest and highest and best for you, your own core values and the core values of this community, which are inspired by Spirit and the Spirit within each of you and the presence of God within and expressing itself outwardly from you. Stand on those core values. They will serve you well. So, let me figure out where I am. Kind of get carried away. Chaplains, there you go. Chaplains and ministers, please come forward. These folks are here to be in prayer with and for you for a greater experience of living from your core values or whatever else it is that you want to experience more of. We also have David, Chaplain David and Reverend Amy in Fellowship Hall, so they can also be in prayer with and for you after the service or arrange another time. And let's please thank them for their service. Okay, and just another reminder that we have the love bracelets and other bracelets for sale in the bookstore right now. There, see, look at that. How beautiful is that? You will impress your Valentine, I guarantee it. So go check that out and join us, please, Wednesday evening. I'll see you all there, right? See you all on Wednesday evening, singles or couples. We're going to declare love, so please be here for that. It's going to be a big heart beating from this building. And let's see. Just a quick reminder, next Sunday is the Bring a Dish to Share Sunday, so bring something yummy and share it with your folks here, okay? It's always really good. They come up with some great stuff, don't they, Jerry? Yeah, come up with great stuff. Your favorite Sunday, there you go. We know what you value. All right. Brings you joy, there you go. Me too. All right, next. This is our opportunity to know we live in an abundant universe with a generous God, and so we have the opportunity to give in that divine flow and circulation of abundance and prosperity of every nature. And so I would invite you to, if you're leaving an actual physical gift in the baskets, there would be lovely people to receive your gifts at the doorways on your way out. And just, I know some of you send yours in. Please hold your hand at least over the offering plate so that you can be in that divine flow and circulation of abundance. And I just want to remind us, I love this passage from 2 Corinthians 9:7. Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. Joy, right? More joy. So give joyfully, all right? And let's affirm that together. We give generously of our financial gifts, knowing that God is our immediate and endless source. All right, and we're going to end with our prayer for protection and then followed by the peace song. Please stand for this part. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.